we're going live, we're going live, we're going down to the paradise city where the grass is green and the girls are pretty. Hey guys, what is going on? I am Alex Jones. No, I'm not Alex Jones. I'm Alex Williamson. How are we doing today? I want to give away money. I want to give away gift cards, and we're gonna do the same thing we did last time. And I'm gonna keep doing it until we give away $1,000 in gifts. How are we doing? Critter Style, Fish Dad, what's going on? Good to see y'all. Come on in, the water's fine. Whether you're vertical or horizontal, I can see you. Make yourself known in the chat. Get yourself comfy. Hit that like button if you haven't yet. What's up, Hope Aquatics and Benson Eats? Good to see y'all. So yet again, today we're going to play a little game. For millions of years and millions of homes, a man loved a child he was born. He learned how to laugh and he learned how to cry, like humans do. I'm breathing in, I'm breathing out. So cheers. Get yourself your favorite beverage, ask away your favorite questions. Don't pay any attention to the man behind the green screen that is tripping out today. Internet's had all sorts of problems. My phone SIM card has decided to go to hell, so who knows what's going to happen. But anyway, it's going to be fun. And here's the deal. Just like last stream, if I wrote something on a note, a post-it note. There are 12 sitting right next to me here. And they're very specific things. So for instigation, so if triggered by chat words or comments, you will win $100, $75 gift card to Aquatic Arts, and I think it's like a technically $29 hat, so it's a little over $100 worth of merch. But $75 credit gift card that'll be digital, just that you can use at their store. And their shipping prices have gone way down, which is cool because they've actually, I was looking at it, and their shipping now has been more dynamic. So they've been more able to, like if you're in Florida, that's like 2 zones from Indianapolis. If you're in Washington, I think that's 3. I think that's the farthest. But like in Washington, everything I ship is going to be, unless it's to California or, somewhere on the West Coast, everything Midwest to the far Midwest or Appalachia to the East Coast, I can go all the way up to like 5 or even 6 technically if you go all the way to like Canada and stuff. But I mean zones or Puerto Rico. And that then gets more and more and more expensive. So the fact that Aquatic Arts is an affiliate of the channel and that they're based in like not the center, but the heartland of the country, it makes it so they're actually like a really good, they're in that city that's the hub for all the shipping. So that has made it so that they can pass on better prices, which is cool. And yeah, where is Sumi? So see, somebody knows from last stream, it sounds like, or they're just curious, and I can go get her. I'll go get her. But so Furlock knows, maybe, perhaps, maybe not. Maybe it was a random guess. But if you said Sumi like last stream, that was one of the things that gave away a gift certificate. So I also have some gift certificates to Moonlight Aquatics, and then I also have some gift certificates or get just cash. I'll just send cash to people who are outside the US. So there's that. Yeah. So, and I'll do, but I have to do it through like PayPal or one of the, like, I'm not going to do a wire transfer, bank transfer type thing. It'll be in US dollars or to pound, like what, either pounds, dollars, euros, won, yen. I don't know. I think there's like 12 currencies that it'll transfer through. Wifey's good. Thanks for asking. She's going to probably pop in about 45 minutes. I'm guessing somewhere between 20 and 45 minutes. She'll probably be back. But yeah, Moneyless Maven, what's going on? Sketty Nona, Dr. Pepper. Actually, I'm drinking Mr. Pibb, and you know, surprisingly, I've made the things a little hard. Sumi, yeah. From Sock. Oh, I'm gonna say that out loud. Now I got it. Yeah, actually, I like Mr. Pibb too. They call it like kickin' cherry soda here. They can't, you can't make up their mind. They call it, even just on the last box I bought, it was called a spiced cherry soda. And then it was an invigorating, what was it? An invigorating dark cherry flavored soda with a kick was like its thing for a long time. So it's absolutely it's I don't know what they're doing, and their graphic design is terrible. I'm sorry. I mean, it might have been good like back in the days of Surge, but like the whole like radiating lines and all that, just it's bad. I don't know what they're doing, but it's cheaper than Dr. Pepper around here lately. For some reason, it keeps going on sale, and you can buy it's at my store. And I'm like, what do I do at this point? But it's literally like, hey, we have a sale going, and for Dr. Pepper, it's buy one get one. For Mr. Pibb, it's buy two get three, which is like, I mean, that's 5 12-pack at that point. I don't know. Kind of drives me nuts. But anyways, yeah, these fancy cans, the cans actually change around different bottlers and different manufacturers around the country. Like Dr. Pepper doesn't actually have a they're their own company, and so some places they're distributed by Pepsi, some places by Coke, and it's kind of like blasphemous. And some people are like, no, it's only Pepsi, it's only Coke that does. But I've learned over the years and traveling a lot that like some places will swear up and down that only one thing does. Oh, no, that only comes on the Pepsi order. That only it's because they subsidize or they subcontract out who does Dr. Pepper and like grape soda and Fanta, stuff like that. That's not necessarily the same in-house company can get bottled or distributed multiple ways. But yeah, Fish Fam, Jacob G, what's going on? Moneyless Movement, Mr. Pibb tastes like flat Dr. Pepper. I can understand that one for sure. Let's see, K Fish. You got a new name on my screen, but it's Amisa. What's going on? Hope we get to see you at AGA next week. So unfortunately, no. And that's part of why I'm like trying to cheer myself up and just give you guys gift cards today. Because yeah, I'm not gonna get to go, and I've been looking forward to going for like 9 months. I mean, I've been looking to go. I look forward to go every 2 years, but yeah, I had it all lined up. I was gonna see Ivan. I was gonna see Adam Ragusia. I was gonna see all the folks down there. Well, Amisa, Jan, Nico, Luke. All my favorite folks down there. So many of y'all down there that I love. And also AFA, I was supposed to go to their booth and hang out. My wife and I were going to go, but they tried a new bandage on my foot, I guess I can show this probably. I'm gonna show it on my phone again, and I know that's really annoying. Like a lot of people will be like, "Oh, that's so annoying. I can't see." But that way, I won't get booted for. It's in Sacramento this year, AGA, and it's like the 23rd or 4th through the 26th or 7th. It's that last weekend there uh, in this month. But I can show you guys the pictures. If you care to see, look away if you don't want to see what my foot looks like currently. There's one picture that is a little graphic, I guess. But it's nothing like that would get not shown. It's just a cut in the bottom of my foot that you guys have seen before if you've watched. And I'm going to actually show you guys. So I'll tell you when it's safe to look. So look away if you don't like graphic wounds. But I'm going to show you guys all the way back to the worst of it. And then I'm going to show you where we're at now. And then I'll show you guys the problem we ran into, which now, like, honestly, I feel so much better just now looking at how far I've come healing wise, because I can't believe it's been over a year and a half. I haven't traveled anywhere, and I have lost my freaking mind about that. So anyways, let me see if it'll show up for you guys on here. But this was how big. Okay, I gotta turn this off real quick. You're gonna see behind the green, behind the screen, behind the Alex, visual effects. I got effects. All right. Wow. Okay. Whoa. I don't want a drunk giraffe behind me. Just none of that. Stop that. Stop. There. Okay. All right. So if you're squeamish, look away. But this was how bad the wound on my foot was, on my ankle. Now, that's not even the worst of it. That's the worst it was after surgery at home. And it was still to the bone, and you could see 2 tendons and a bone. And real bad. And so obviously had to get this skin graft you can see on there. And then I had to not walk. So it's been this whole thing for a year and a half that you guys know about. So then a year ago, this is how big it was on my heel, the entire heel basically. And now today we're down to this size, which is great. And it's only it's just a little cut, like fresh blood. There's only one spot that's deep enough to even be a bloody cut that's still considered open. But the problem is I recently got a new Band-Aid, and they wanted me to try wearing these like travel Band-Aids that were for traveling on the plane and all that. And they were supposed to, it's the bottom of the ankle. If somebody was just asking. But that same injury that you guys just saw, like the kind of clean picture of, it's looking like that now again, unfortunately. And that's about the size of a dime, maybe a little bit bigger than a dime. And that is the that's not even a good, like, come on, stupid phone. Come on. It's the brightness on the phone that's causing the problems, I think. Anyways, so yeah, there we go. So you can see how white and wet that tissue is around it. That's because they put this new Band-Aid on my heel. This is actually a better picture. They put a new Band-Aid on my heel, and it totally what they call macerated. It soaked the skin around the wound, and now the all the way back to the callus got soft enough that it broke and split open again. And here I am planning to go to California And I was just furious. Yeah, it looked really bad right away. Like, look at all the white on it. That's just the same as like if you pruned in the bathtub for too long. Because it's on the bottom of my foot, which, like, there's no way to protect against blood, or like, it either forms a scab or it stays wet and doesn't, and it's just an endless thing. Or you get it just in that Goldilocks zone of not too wet, not too dry, and it gets skin on it, but that skin breaks within 1 to 3 steps is all it takes to break that new skin again. So people don't realize it, but back in the day, like back in the day when people were fighting, like medieval times and stuff, they would throw these things called caltrops on the battlefield, and they're basically like a jack. So if you had something shaped like this, here I have 2 knives. So if you have a knife shaped, like those things that stop tanks, that look like a jack's, like a big jack that you throw back in the day, the old kids game. Well, instead, if you had that, it's basically, they put pokey things. They just take a piece of wire and they put a pokey thing on either end, and then they take 2 pieces of wire and they bend them both 90 degrees around each other, so that way they could just throw it on in the grass and no one would see it. And when they'd run across the battlefield, you'd get a nail through your foot, basically. And they put all sorts of nasty things that cause infection and stuff as well on there. But the problem would be that then you dig it out, and if it was barbed or whatever, is even worse, because then you dig it out and you have to cut around the barb, and you got a hole in the bottom of your foot. Well, for a lot of soldiers, that ended their entire career, if not killed them from, infection and stuff. Kind of crazy. But I'm trying really hard. I'm going to go over the giveaway in a sec, but I'm going to show you guys one last time, just because I am feeling like I was feeling really down about how bad. It still hurts a lot too, because I have the compound fracture that happened, and like the swelling and the issues that have happened because I weakened the bone for the infection, a year and a half ago. It's been like this never-ending problem. But I can't ever complain that I'm not ever gonna get. That's right on the bottom of my foot. That is on like the exact bottom of my foot, and that was like 2.5 inches across. We're talking like the top of a pop can, basically, at its biggest. And that was because they had to cut all the way around. And now I'm talking about something that's getting down to that size of just that little red dot there. So I really, really shouldn't complain. I shouldn't complain. I'm not going to complain. I'm done. All right. No more gross pictures or anything. Y'all are good. Or you can look again if you were grossed out. But what I wanted to say was that I can't go. Yeah, and I do need an oxygen chamber. I agree. I also need a freaking and Nancy B, hello. 44 months. Holy smokes. People are going to be like, I'm going to watch the stream because I want to win $100. And they're going to be like, it's just his nasty foot. I tricked you all. But anyways, Wicked Freaking Aquatic, what's up? Anyways, so yeah, those things they used to bring down horses too, the caltrops. Totally. They're real nasty bit of technology that's been around forever. They've been around for a long time. Like I think 4,000 or 5,000 years they have proof of them. And they are, yeah. So I get, like, in my head, like when I heard about them, I was like, oh, that would be bad. Like thinking, oh, you get tetanus or you could get an infection and that would be the end of it. But no, just the structural act of a full grown, especially usually, I mean, these days, a full grown male who has a thick callus on their foot. I mean, I'm about 6 feet tall and about 250 pounds right now. I'm fat right now. But like I easily, easily the callus on my foot is a centimeter to a centimeter and a half thick, and that's not live skin. So getting under that is like getting that to heal. You have to basically shave away all the callus on your ankle, and then you have to let the whole thing kind of grow back once that wound is level. And so back then, a lot of times they just cut your foot off if you had some nasty injury like that, because they'd cauterize it usually, or they'd put molten mercury or lead or gold, or depending on how important you are, and herbs and things in the wound, and then that was good thinking, I suppose. And then of course, if there's gangrene and stuff, they knew about the beetles and larvae and stuff like that, using maggots, which I know that's a gross topic, but good fish food. And just kind of interesting, like now, also like honey, the what's it called? Something honey, meta honey or whatever. That stuff, or manuka honey, is used a lot. But they also, there's different properties from different kinds of honey, and so they knew that in ancient Carthage, ancient Rome, stuff like that. Pretty interesting. You should stream your amputated toes, Furlock. Hey, maybe there's someone who wants to watch every stream, but long story long. Lisa the Wolf, what's up? The live stream. I'm recovering from having surgery yesterday. Oh, good. I'm glad that you made it out, and you're. I hope you're on the mend. I hope so. How many centimeters in a foot? That's interesting. That's interesting. Oh, thanks, Alexander. Also, Alexander Evans says, I watched your video about CO2. Good video. I know I've done a couple of videos about CO2 lately, and one was basically CO2 and algae, right? The other one was CO2 and like putting together a kit from AFA or Archaea, and like the elements you need and the things you can decide if you want to get elsewhere, and just kind of how it goes together. Not like this is how you do it as to be instructional, but more as like things to consider if you really want to get into it. These are the moving parts of the system, and you can get real crazy with them, or you can go with this, that, or the other. And then the other video that just came out today is specifically going and looking at the flame tank and looking at all the plants I harvested from the other tank when they were in low light, or when they were in no fertilizer and just CO2 with low light, and looking at the plants in that tank and the low tech tank, my biggest tank, and the flame tank. So you kind of get a picture on a lot of the plants of what it would look like, the same exact like cutting of a plant in high tech, medium tech, and low tech, and the color difference, the density of leaf difference, how big the plant gets, big, tight, tall, how fast it grows, things like that. Kind of examining that. And I think there could be a better video just where I do that with like 10 stem plants, and we could put them in each tank, let them grow for a month, and then compare like the cutting right there in another aquarium, like in a show aquarium or whatever. So that might be something, if you guys think that would be interesting. But I'm always amazed, because everybody says, growing things in CO2 brings the plant to their fullest potential as a biological specimen. That's when they're metabolically at their best, their health, their nutrients, the colors they can turn, get to their apex or their brightest. There's kind of palette that every plant has. They can go from, dark greens or lime greens or yellows, somewhere in that kind of area, maybe even browns, all the way up to dark purple or red in some cases, orange in some cases, yellow in other cases, dark green in other cases, whatever it may be, or dark purpley blue in like the case of Boost and stuff. But people kind of see it as either low tech and your plant is like healthy, but it's doing its thing in low tech, or high tech. And a lot of people don't realize that like low CO2 with medium light is actually a very viable, easy option, where I've literally sat that down before, set up a tank that's a 5-pound tank, and that I've been able to set at 1 bubble every 2 seconds with a good stone, air stone on it, or diffuser, if you want to call it that. And it lasted over 14 months before I needed to replace the CO2, which was only $24.99 or something like that, to go trade in the tank. So that's really not that bad, considering it grows your plants at least twice as fast. In a lot of cases, if you have the light for it, it definitely does. But what I find really beautiful, and what I'm trying to figure out about the flame aquarium, as now we're in week 8. This will actually be well, for you guys, what you're seeing, it's week 8. It's actually week 10 right now for me. But I'm realizing it's hard to keep an aquarium without fish in it for me, because I'm used to nitrates being just pushed into the aquarium and all the trace elements. And usually I have food in the micro crustaceans and little organisms, little amphipods and scuds and isopods and whatever I put in there. Well, I don't even have snails really, per se. I mean, there's 2 in there that are kind of just chilling as a like, you snuck past me, okay, I'll let you hang out in the flame tank. And it's so different having a tank that is got with CO2, light, and plants that are in there like that. I need some fish. I need some nitrates, because the plants are clearly still a little unhappy. They still have algae is still starting to kind of come up. It'll flare up on the sides if you're not careful, like on like where the light shines down, and it's not a shadow necessarily, but it shines like onto the surface of a rock, and rather than it like the top or the face, if that makes it the face, yeah, whatever, yeah, that's the right way to say it, the face that gets the light. And so obviously I don't want a bunch of nutrients in the water, but I also need enough nutrients in the water, 1, that the tank stays cycled, and 2, that we have that biodiversity and kind of an equilibrium of having maybe 5 parts per million of nitrates. Because in my other tanks, they're not really at 0. Even though they register on a test strip as 0, they're probably like 1 to 10 parts per million, something like that, if not even more. They're just, those tests are just not that sensitive. Hey, thank you so much. I just saw this super chat from Mr. Matthew. I really appreciate it. Thank you, man. That's very kind. Hey, I'm not a member, but I hope this helps. I know your health hasn't been that great. Well, thank you. That is very kind of you. It is appreciated. It's never expected. Just did finish my taxes. Pretty stoked about that. Obviously did that and got that done just in time, just like the rest of my life. It's always done just in time. And do you think you may have ADHD? Yeah, maybe. But yeah, so I did finish the taxes yesterday. That was another thing that I needed to do. And then I got the video up today as well as the live stream. But I think tomorrow I'm hoping to go see the new order of fish up at Moonlight. And it's one thing that we go on their website and we say, hey, look what they have online. That's cool. Chang posts pictures, and if he finds a new fish that he hasn't had in a while, or it's a new breeder or something, he'll take new pictures. But sometimes he doesn't even upload certain stuff. And I'm like, Chang, why are you sitting on 40 or like 50 of these apistos? He's like, oh, well, I just figured I'd sell those in the store. I just didn't want to take the picture and do the write-up and blah, 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 when I figure I'll sell them all. So, yeah. That's why I want to go up to the store and just see what's going on up there. Also, if you guys are interested in, I guess any specific species, let me know in a comments section somewhere in one of my recent videos. Like, just go to my newest video at any given time. If you're ever trying to reach me and you can't get a hold of me, just, if you don't know my email or whatever, just go to, especially if you've already emailed me and you're like, oh, he must have a waiting list. Go to one of my recent videos, and I still try to comb through the comments and stay up to date. I still do spend 3 to 4 hours every single day answering comments on videos. The problem is I now have 2,000 videos on YouTube, and because of that, the comment section goes on forever, right? So I still get way more comments on popular old videos than on brand new videos. So a lot of times I'll have 20 or 30 comments on a new video that has a few thousand views, but then there'll be a big old video that has a ton. So if you're just hopping in here, let me explain what we're doing here, because I want to give some money away, and I haven't given anything away yet. Yeah, I am going to put a couple fish in, if not just temporarily. I'll do it for good. That's right, Lisa. I think good call for sure. Oh yeah, you came back and CC, the green screen was gone. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I'm evil. It's because I was going to go get the cat. You know what's funny? Illegible Germ, I didn't go to the to the auction this week, but I have brought so many unique plants into our club. Like, I'm the stupid guy who goes down to AGA usually. You know, I've loved going to AGA. I've been to four of them in my life, and I go there, I talk to friends, I talk to people like Luke, you know, I'll trade stuff with other folks. I'll go out into nature when I travel and go speak at clubs or whatever, which, I can't wait until I can get back into that. And I haven't been able to say, oh yeah, I can come for sure in September, because I don't know if my leg, I would pray that it gets better by then, but you just don't know. So I can't even make any plans anymore, and that's getting very old. When for a while there, the channel was on a clip where I was going to Florida 6 or 7 times a year, getting to go collecting, getting to go look around, film down there, film underwater, you know, and meeting people that then were connected in interesting ways to biology, to the universities down there, stuff like that. And I can't wait to get back into that. But I get these plants, and sometimes they're, you know, like when I bought the first Laganandra silver powder plant from Crystal Castleman when she was at AGA from Germany. She came to Seattle, and her and who was the other one? She does the garden plants. Karen, is that her name? Yeah, Karen something. I can't think of her name right now. But those two, you know, they're renowned, I guess, ecologists, biologists. I don't know to what degree they have botany in their title, but I think just ecology is more biology. Ecology is more of like their actual official title. But anyways, I paid $310 for freaking silver powder Logonandra meboldi when that was brand new. I killed it, and thank God I cut that in half. When I got it, I looked at it, and I got an X-Acto knife, and I cut it in half, and I gave it to Alan Bauer, who he still pops on the channel from time to time, but he ran the Aquascape contest that we used to run on this channel every year. He would be a judge with me every single year that we did it. He was with me, and we haven't done it for 2 years now, I guess. So it's something we should probably do again one of these days. But he, he also supported the channel early on a whole bunch, and he kept it and grew it back, and it got super healthy. And for him, it like grew like crazy in this one tank. And then he gave me a cutting, and as soon as he gave me a cutting, all his died. And the same thing, like then I had a cutting. Mine went crazy. I gave away a bunch to our aquarium club, or sold some to people around here. I was selling cuttings for $50, even though I paid $300. And that's the thing is like, I'm happy to be the first to buy it and then cultivate it. If I buy it for $200, I'm going to sell it for like $40. Like I don't think that's, I like making it fair for people, right? But I also still want people to know like that they got something special, that they have something useful there. But there are so many plants in the club now that I have some weird write-up on the tag. If you're in the Seattle club, if you're in the GSAS club, or even like down in Portland or clubs where I've gone and talked, there's a bunch of like Potamogeton Gayi rainbow, and like that's because I wrote that in Sharpie, and like I forgot like the collection point name, so it was Potamogeton Gayi like Rio something, and I was like Rio, and then just crossed it out, and I was just like rainbow color or bronze color. And on some of them, it was just a descriptive, thing for the auction. And now I'll see them come up for auction, and I even see them in other clubs, and I know that somebody brought it to auction, and then somebody bought it, and somebody took that to auction, and then, so it's really, really fun to see my plants and both like my Malawa shrimp. Almost anybody with Malawa shrimp in the United States, they're almost all from me from the last 12 years. So that's kind of fun. But yeah. Hey, I got to be on the replay crew, just getting ready to lecture this evening. Oh, okay. Well, it's good to see you. I love seeing my Sacramento friends, even if it's just for a moment. Love seeing my Oregon friends in here as well. So Dagmar Haggerty, I didn't even, somehow snuck past me. Thank you so much for the super sticker. I really do appreciate it, the $9.99. So the money will be going towards, if anybody wins that's overseas, if you are out of the US, I'm going to still send you $100 in US dollars. So better hope, oh no, well, I'll be good. I'll watch my mouth. Hope that the world economy treats the US dollar well. I'll just leave it at that. So that when I send you $100, it's worth more. Or hope that your currency, tanks, so that when I send you money, it's worth something. How about that? I guess you'd probably prefer that your currency stay strong, and I send you like $14 in American in your currency, right? It's amazing some places where you see like 22 million Zambian dollars or whatever to $1 US. You gave a shout out with some of them, even though you couldn't be there. Yeah, they gave you a shout out with some of them, even though you couldn't be there. My second time attending, and I definitely got some plant deals. Oh, right on. That's super cool. Yeah, so I've also hybridized a lot of plants, which is like fun for me because I can document it on the channel. And then like people in the club, like we're not supposed to, the older people in the club really hate YouTube as a general thing, I think, or they did for a long time. And now that they kind of see the like, oh, I guess it did bring like, oh, it did kind of double the size of the club as the internet kind of grew to be interactive more so than just the old forum days. Like that helped too, but just each iteration, social media really allowed it to go crazy, and then being able to show video and stuff really changed who was interested, and it brought a lot more young and middle-aged people in, or rather young adult people in, that in the past would have had to have somebody they knew as a friend, like kind of come to our club, you know, check this thing out. We're fish nerds. And I think though what's fun about it is I want to share the link on the plant, and I could do that on the actual plant if I like got my act together and like printed it out ahead of time. But I have a video about how I crossed like the Caban, but how I crossed the Anubias fraseri with the Cophifolia, and how I got the big bunny ear ones on them. So there's some like interesting stuff that I think I'm the only person that's done it. And it doesn't mean that I'm some talented or, you know, great aquarist. It just means I've done it. I'm a big enough nerd that I have several rooms of flowering plants that can be pollinated, cross-pollinated, go to seed, and then the next year my jungly tanks. Oh, what's that growing in your tank? Oh, something new. Hello, wifey. What is that noise out there? Is somebody just idling their car? Dumb neighbor. So somebody asked about Sumi, and so let me remind you guys, we're streaming for a while longer tonight, but we're giving away over the net, however long it takes, whether it's the next, and I hope we have some guests on the stream. I'm working on like 5 different people as guests, and like some of them are folks you might not know, and others are people you will definitely know. And I don't know who's coming through or whatever, but it's been on me not knowing how I feel, saying like, I don't want to say like next Tuesday, like let's stream, and then bail on somebody. Like I just feel like a jerk. I feel like a big enough jerk to you guys when I'm not up to it health wise or whatever. So I don't like to invite someone, and especially somebody who's like Tom Barr, or someone who's like, you know, Hans Evers or something, like somebody who's an ichthyologist or botanist that like is a professor too, and, you know, gets paid whatever, 50, $100 an hour in their normal life. And here I am offering them nothing. Yeah. Can anyone see me by chance? First Class Fish? Yeah, I can see you. So yeah. But what I was going to say is what we're doing is we're giving away a total of $1,000, and the way we're doing in prizes and in cash. And if you're overseas, it'll be cash. If you're here, it'll be gift cards. I still have a number more, three or four $75 gift cards at Aquatic Arts. And with that, you get a little a beanie, a hat, like a snow hat, and then it says constantly thinking of fish, I think, or always thinking of fish. Like, what does it say? Something like that. I don't know. We can look at it in a sec. And then it's just it's a nice little beanie. I mean, it's like a nice quality, nice made one. And then obviously it's just kind of cutesy. And it doesn't even say Aquatic Arts anywhere on it, come to think of it. But yeah, one of these hats. And then $75, right? And then we also have Moonlight Aquatics, and you know, I could also just make Imperial Aquatics also. So all the places that I support, basically, I'm using the money that, thanks to you guys using the codes that scroll down below during my live stream, which that's weird. They're not scrolling right now, are they? All they? Where all my scrolling codes? Let's see here. Visual effects. They need effects. Effects. Where'd that go? That's weird. General camera audio. I don't really care. I mean, I don't need it. I don't need it, but I do like it when they're on there, unless you guys are seeing them and I'm just not. But let's see here. I've used Brightwell soil. I really like Brightwell soil. Great for shrimp. You can use it, just pour it in right away. There's no ammonia, no nitrites, nothing like that. And that about it, I really do like that about it for sure. Oh wait, here we go. Oh, here we go. There we go. There's the annoying ticker. Well, there's our code. So if you want to go to Aquatic Arts, we get 15% off everything all the time with that code, even their sale items. And they have something new on Aquatic Arts I wanted to share you guys. And I got them to carry it. Which this took forever. And so I hope somebody wants one of these because, and somebody asked about Sumi, because the game we're playing, the way you win $100 is you have to say something very specific. So like the other day, one of the words, there's 12 words on Post-it notes all over my desk right here, or things. And one is like complimenting Laura's glasses was one today. Very specific. So they might be hard to win, but whoever says them, I'll pick it up off the table and I'll be like, you just won yourself $100. But Sumi, our lovely little kitty who'd never do anything wrong other than ruin my foot before the trip. I had to chase you down the street. You made me chase you. You're a bad girl. Bye. So the way that works, though, yeah, I didn't want to draw random numbers. I didn't want to give it to chance. I wanted it to be things that I can control. Sumi, she has not had dinner yet. No, you can give her dinner. She's been sleeping in the closet since 11. Okay. I don't know why. She's just been in there. Meow. Well, she's definitely hungry. But anyways, so Sumi was one of the money winners. What was the other one that I think, to give you guys an example, like you're not going to guess it just by saying out random words. Like you really won't. I made them pretty hard, but they are kind of niche to the channel. So if you've watched for a while, there's a better chance you would say it or ask it. But there are things like I just said, like if somebody says mate to somebody on the last stream, that was one. If somebody says how are you doing, mate, or like how's it going, mate, to someone else in the chat, that would have been like one of the things that triggered it. So sometimes it really doesn't need to be fish related, and I'm just coming up like Isopod agenda, sure, yeah. And I tried to not make it too anything too contrived, like in the sense of it's not like, oh, say the code for saving money, or like say the name of AFA, or it's nothing like promotional. So it's all trying to encourage the things we do here in the community, or fun and happiness, because we just need more of that, guys. And so needing more of that, I figure who doesn't need $100 for fish, right? Or $75 or $50 or whatever it is we give away, because I have a number of things to give away. Give it away now. That is the song that was stuck in my head after I talked about that. So how many words can we say? Oh, this is just open. So the more you chat, Dr. Pepper wouldn't be promotional, just a showing of your good taste. Yes. Mr. Pibb, yeah, see, you're not gonna like I said, you're not gonna get it probably because the super obvious stuff that's like you'd have to be deep lore if you got the one or two things that are like, oh, only people who watch for a long time are gonna get it. Like I'll have to take it out of the equation if I tell you guys. But yeah, exactly. Like George, just like you said, that's what I was gonna reference was like the fact that I got hit by lightning or something. So if somebody uh but it would have been something even more specific than that. Like someone mentioning it would be like me saying, the first person to say no way you were hit by lightning in quotes, right? So that's a very specific thing. Like, and there's things that I think happen most streams that I kind of put in that are natural occurrences. So like again, you can chatting more will help you obviously, and chatting amongst yourselves will help more obviously, to win your chances. But for the next few streams until we run out of money to give away, we've given away $300 total in the last week. 200 last live stream, and then I gave away another 100 in the comments, just because somebody said the thing that I was waiting for. So I was like, you know what, that's okay. But yeah, like Malo with shrimp, that would have been a good example, something like that. Or like a lot of them though are things that are specifically going on. So someone like teeth implants, looking forward to Regina. That would have been a good example of like, somebody saying like, I hope you get your top, your top, like I would have written that on a post-it note, would have selected that, boom, you would have won. So there is stuff like that, but most of it is related to fish stuff at least. So it's like somebody saying that they that their live bears had more than a dozen babies. Like that's random, but I was like, I'll jot that down. I'll throw it in the pile, and each time I'll add more stuff there. But I wanted to write it down so that way I can just grab it and be like, oh, I proved that, I'm not picking favorites. So that I don't say it and then make it. Yes, exactly. That's why I wanted to write them down first. Bacterial infection is running through my through my chilies. Any help would be. Oh no. Okay, a bacterial infection is running. Oh no. Okay, I'm sorry. Bacterial infection running through. I wish I could give away the subscription. There's a way to do that, isn't there now? Somebody said that you can on some YouTube, or was that Patreon? Now I don't remember. I know you can on Discord maybe, but I made all the Discord free. So really, it's $1.99 a month if you don't use Apple products. If you use just like YouTube.com or the Google Play Store, or you buy it in the app, it should be $1.99 to become a member on this channel. And that's the cheapest one is going to unlock all my videos. There are a couple other perks like being able to suggest video topics and stuff, but I'm going to be real with you. If you want to support me, and what you can spare, that is more than enough, because I know everybody's going through tough times right now. So I don't like shaking people down in that way. I'd rather, provide something and then like also offer like, hey, here's a if you want to be able to call me anytime, night or day, sure, you can pay $25 a month. But to be real, the people who always pick that level, one, they're usually so active that I end up becoming friends with them and talking to them like frequently anyways. And two, I think only a couple people have ever been like, oh, it's 4 a.m. What do I do with my goldfish that's like on its side, So their offers are out there in some of the levels of support for the channel, but I really, you can get it for $1.99, and I want to make it as affordable as I could make it. I want to make it 99 cents, but they don't let you. Okay, so let me see here. Yeah, subscription would be wonderful. I wish I could do that. But the oh, whoa, somebody, Andy Carson. Well, look at that. 5 people just got memberships. Holy smokes, lucky duck. That is wild. Thank you so much, Andy. That is very kind of you to give away 5 memberships. That's very sweet. So 5 people just got memberships, and they're even better than the 199 memberships. They count as a $5 membership. So now you go to the playlist. The only thing all members get that I do say is kind of like an extra perk that I don't just give away for free to everyone is well, one, all my giveaways and stuff, whenever I do random drawings or I post in members only, I do live streams for members only from time to time, and I also like will do kind of vlogs or like how I'm really doing and like what else is on my mind other than fish stuff in a very like candid way. That sometimes happens on the member streams, but also sometimes I'll just stream like late night when my wife's out of town, and it'll just be like, hey, whichever 12 members are online, like you got me one-on-one, let's chat, like, how's things going. And I used to do it more, and it's just been because of where I'm set up. And now I think the internet's been stable enough and everything with where we're at now that I could do this again, where we do member streams once in a while, and I have the StreamYard, and we do like show and tell, or have a show and tell stream, or we do a like have you come up and we can talk like in real time and video. So if you guys think that would be fun stuff for members and stuff, let me know. Maybe I'll put out a poll in the community tab. But if you got a lucky membership, thanks to the kindness and generosity of Andy, basically now the playlists that say podcasts or say audio friendly, they now for you, as well as the greatest hits playlist, they'll have for members like 200 and some videos extra that are audio based. And so there's stuff you can listen to there. And whenever I put out a deep dive video, I try to do, if I put the words deep dive in it and it's like, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 50 minutes long, I try to make it so that you could sit and listen to it. And there's also talks with other clubs and things. And I never have repeated the same talk with clubs. So those are also on there as live streams. If you see something that's like an hour and a half long, there might be a little bit of time at the beginning where it's kind of like, hey, introduction, you hear people like rustling around or whatever, but then it'll be the presentation. But the idea is it's at least like 100 hours of content that you can listen to that's not on the channel. Otherwise, you'd have to have seen me on someone else's stream or listen to the podcast on other platforms. And I haven't been hosting the podcast on any platforms lately. So, yeah, it's the only way to hear stuff now. But yeah, thank you guys so much. Thanks. Girl 88, I'm glad that you dig the flame tank as well. I don't know if I love high-tech tanks. I don't know if I even enjoy the process of like keeping it as clean as it needs to be. In fact, I know I don't like that. It makes me feel OCD. It makes me feel overbearing, a little bit too micro focused on things like is the pollen collector too, like the lily pipe or the pollen glass thing, is it smear free? Is there water stain dribbles on the glass? Are the beveled edges clear of any water stains, or is there like a piece of duckweed on something, or is there duckweed in the tank at all? Is there enough water in the tank? And like it needs to be like within an inch or two not even within an inch or an inch and a half. And it's like a very specific spot that you need that with the outflow tubing being glass and stuff. And then you got to clean that outflowing tube that's glass because it gets algae in it because it acts like a magnifying glass on the arch that goes over that glass lily pipe. Stuff like that is really labor intensive. It takes a lot of time, and some people, I'm sure, absolutely love it. It's like washing your car on a Sunday, and that's your pride and joy, and I can understand that. But for me, who had 36 tanks and a couple tubs out back at the peak of what I was doing about 2 years ago, now I'm downsized, and the fish room basically just has a couple community tanks that are kind of just chugging along that are nothing to look at. There's some plant backups in there. There's they're good in that they have filter media, and a couple of the fish still breed in there, stuff like Medaka or Liberty mollies or Malawa shrimp, stuff like that still in there. But I think there's technically, I technically have 14 tanks still. But for instance, 2 of them are just one betta now. That's all that's in it is a one betta splendid. And a lot of those are the 2.5 gallon tanks. So there really isn't a ton still left in the fish room. It's going to be down to a 40 breeder, a 20 long, a 60p, which is like a 20 gallon rimless. So there'll be 3 20-gallon rimless tanks basically in there. There'll be a 40 breeder, there'll be a 20 long, there'll be a 60 gallon that still isn't set up, but the 60 gallon I still need to set up. And then there will be 4 10s and probably 6 to 8 2.5s. And then we'll have the 50 gallon rimless in the living room, and we'll have the 30 long bookshelf in the living room still. So basically we'll have 3 aquascape tanks, hopefully 1 biotope that's 60 gallons or like 1 schooling interesting tank. And then the others are going to stay, I think, breeding tanks. I don't think I'm going to keep fish for the sake of filming content anymore, in the sense of I used to always keep a few tanks that were like biotope or ready to go at a moment's notice with fry in them and stuff, so that I could make videos and species spotlights. And as much as I love that and stuff, I need to get back healthy wise, and we need to remodel the drywall in that room and stuff before I get back to that level. And also I'm not supposed to even lift 20 pounds of water at a time. So yeah, that's a rough one. Let's see here. So the chili rasboras are very, very social, right? They touch each other a lot. Erythromycin is across the board. That's going to be the best thing for them if you can get a hold of it. It's going to be probably gram positive, so erythromycin will probably work well. Whereas you could get like what's it called? Metroplex. That's usually more for like skin irritation. That has like a antibacterial, but it also has like an antibiotic, but it also has antiparasiticals. So that one's best for like when you see irritated patches on bigger fish generally, but it could be helpful if you had internal lesions that looked like they were breaking out of the fish, if that makes sense, like little bubbles or boils that had burst open. Because as a general rule, this is not a 100% thing, but gram positive is for stuff that's in the tank that's exposed to oxygen and water, right? So if it's exposed to the water in your tank, it's exposed to oxygen. If it's stuff that's in the fish inside a cut in their eye, swelling, bloating, bulging, their scales coming out, that kind of thing, then it's usually gram negative, because it's either not living in an oxygen rich environment, or that just tends to be the way it is. Now, that's about a 90% true statement in the aquarium hobby. There's exceptions and so forth, but generally I would go with erythromycin, which is like Maricin 1. That'll work. And I would maybe the worst of the fish, if any have died, keep an eye on that piece. But really, the best thing for fish that I've learned is, at the end of the day, just putting them in a really good tank is better than even quarantine. Like, I mean, you want to keep them away from other fish for the sake of the other fish. But for the sake of your sick fish, if everything were equal and you had a tank with almost nothing in it that you could just add meds to and clean it quickly, and had like a sponge filter and glass bottom, for bigger fish, I think that's probably a better setup. But for little nano fish, they seem to do better having live food, tannins, plants, like a whole ecosystem that's ready to go. And you can treat them for like a week or a couple days with something like an ICX or anti-parasitical or like a deworming or antibacterials, whatever it is that you're thinking of, in that bare tank at the first part. But like after the things have peaked, so after the first round have died, and you're seeing that like 7 or 8 of the chili rasboras look okay, but the other ones got sick and died, or the other ones are still sick, I just take all of them since they're together. And a lot of times I will keep them together, but I'll put them in a tank that was a quarantine tank, but I have quarantine tanks blank ready to go that are cycled. And then I have actual balanced and seasoned tanks, like just a 2-gallon tank, 2.5-gallon tank. I could throw a dozen, chili rasboras in there, and I just have a little sponge filter that's running in there always, and a couple plants and a desk lamp over all 4 of those tanks that are in a row in the fish room. But then I can use any one of those 4 tanks. It's just got aqua soil at the bottom that's cycled. It's a however old, a couple 2 years old now, and a few rocks and a stick or 2 and a few plants, a few floating plants. And then usually there's a few isopods and a few like either scuds or shrimp even. I like to take the Malawa shrimp breeding tank, and I like to put my sick fish in that a lot of times. And for my biggest fish, I have the quote unquote throwaway tank, which I feel bad calling it that, or admitting that I have it, but I do. I have a 40-gallon breeder that I should really just like restart and start over. But instead, I have just literally taken any fish that I thought it's not going to make it, or it fights with every fish and it just is a monster, and I've put it in that. So we've got an angelfish in there. We've got one big gourami in there. We've got like 4 algae eaters that are like, 8 inches long or something in there. Siamese algae eaters. We have one yo-yo loach that's just a psycho. And then we also have, what else is in there? Oh, a geophagus, Tapaho that's just super mean, super, super mean. But yeah. So anyways, love using Canaplex for a lot of bacterial infections. Okay, let me look through the chat real quick again. I want to make sure that I'm up to speed. Ooh, pick me. Yeah, that's not on my list of things to give away for. You recently got 2 baby female bettas. They got you into the hobby. Right on, Fishcapades. Boots and cats and boots and cats. What's up? Just got home from the Asian market. Picked up some clever things for the fish room. Right on. Yeah, they've always got really clever little like storage containers and like compartments and like little plastic trinkets that aren't just completely useless, like little magnets and stuff. I love like Daiso or H Mart or any of those shops where you can kind of check out the stuff that's big. Big in Japan, as they say. Did you buy kelp or live tilapia? I don't know what that's a reference to, but maybe at the Asian store, maybe. Green names. Yeah, love seeing the green names for sure. That's awesome. And thank you again, Andy, for all the memberships added. Sawasutang is very similar to kelp. It is. Let's see here. What is a Medaka? Wait, what is a Medaka cat see at night? What is a Medaka cat see at? I don't know what is being said here, but I want to know really badly because it has Medaka rice fish, which I love, and cats and nighttime, which all those things are great. So I'm sorry. Hopefully I can decipher this. I just watched your video of the plants. Oh, Elizabeth. Okay. Did you find that okay? Daphne crew, what's up? I think I figured out what's going on with the chat. There are 2 lives going. Yeah, there's a live that is for short people watching shorts on their phone. So if they're just scrolling, watching shorts, I'll pop up if you're into fish. If you are not doing that, then you will end up in horizontal mode, or if you're on the TV or whatever, and that's just the normal thing. But they're both the same. You guys are watching the same thing. I see all your comments, and you both can win. It's just you might not be able to respond in the horizontal. Horizontal way. Some people on their TV and stuff can't respond, which that's a bummer. See that for a while, I guess. First class fish. Wait, what's happening? What did I miss? Aquarium Zen in Seattle had some awesome ones this weekend. I've never seen such bright. Oh, the blue Medakas. Aquatic Arts used to have some blue Miyukis that I sold to Steve so I worked at Aquarium Zen 10 years ago, 11 years ago, however long that was, 10 years ago. And I had some from Aquatic Arts that I got way back when that were brought from Japan, and I brought him some, and those went around the Seattle area for a long time too. Mine, I unfortunately just I had a group of them, and they just kind of just stopped having babies, and I had I think 7 or 8 of them, and they kind of just hung out for a year or 2 more, and then they just start slowly every month or 2 another one would go away, and it just got sad. It got sad. Can I wear your beanie, George? I hope you win. I hope you win so that I can send a beat. Wow, that looks funny over the headphones. Looks like I'm wearing one of those big hats. Missed the start of the stream. You better be sorry. You love the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Oh, I should have done one of the winning things that way. Yeah, then you break your lily pipe cleaning it. Like I was saying that it's a pain in the butt. Yeah, you're totally correct. Alex, are you running the ADA canister in the new tank? I am. And it's so quiet and has a lot of flow, and so far I'm pretty happy with it. Alex, do you still have your scud and live food culture tanks and tubs? Yes, I do. I don't have all of them in like the dent, like this. I don't have a full. I don't have a plethora of fish and or of organisms in some of them, but I do have. I do still have them. I just haven't been giving them like spirulina and carotenoids, and I haven't been doing the pink or red selection for the scuds, but I do have them. Let's see here. Wicked freaking aquatics. What's up? I have one high-tech tank. You ain't wrong, Alex. It's a labor of love, but lily pipes are a pain to clean. I just drilled a 14-gallon shallow, and I'm doing black bulkheads, black wind. Yeah, I get the doing the black or like a green or a blue or whatever. I totally get that. First class fish, croc. Interesting choice of words. Loved your episode on rainbow fish. The ones that TGE the one that are in Tennessee. Did I, Redina, are you talking to me or no? There's someone else in here that there's a native. Is it one of the channels in here? Do we have someone in here that do you still have yeah, I still have a few Elosoma. I do a Elosoma gilberti. I don't have the Okefenokee Elosomas anymore. I gave them away. The problem that with your chili reservoirs, should you treat your main tank? If no other fish are sick and you've already moved the chili reservoirs, I wouldn't really worry about it. But if you do see signs of illness in other fish, then you can go ahead and treat it with like the suggested dose of antibiotic from like Maricin or erythromycin or whatever. That would be my recommendation. Asha, the prices are greatly too. Recommend people check out their Asian market. Yeah, for sure. Asian markets. I used to go Asian markets and look for snakeheads. Like they used to sell them live as like before they were illegal, and even after they were illegal. They used to sell them as food, and they just didn't like. It didn't seem to cross the minds of the business owners that was like even a like. I don't think invasive species are even on the radar of certain people like coming from, a developing nation that have moved here and don't even know like English yet or anything. Like they're maybe not citizens and they're just like on a green card or something, working in the international district in Seattle kind of thing. I think they had like stalls that where families might like their family might have been American, but they're kind of just here working to send money back basically. And, yeah, they used to sell all sorts of turtles and frogs and, weird things like I remember they had swallows, the little birds, and or sparrows. Maybe it was sparrows, but they had them and they were like deep fried and they'd put them in a frizzled onion thing. And so it was like an entire bird deep fried in what looked like a nest made out of like onion rings. But anyways, I don't know why I brought that up, but they also eat like bat nests and bird nest soup is the whole thing. They eat some stuff that's definitely different than what we eat out west. That's for sure. Let's see here. Sunny G is back. We got last week's winner in here again too. What kind of carpet plants would you recommend for a beginner? I was thinking dwarf or Monte Carlo. I think so. Dwarf hairgrass is an okay one. It's hard to get started. If you can get somebody who already has dwarf hairgrass or miniature hairgrass, going for them, like it's already in their aquarium, then you can just take like a lasagna knife or a pizza cutter or whatever, and just take a plug of it out like a piece of sod, and it'll come out like that. Put that in your tank, and it'll just spread from there. That's awesome when you can do that with that's already established in an aqua soil and root bound with as a grass. That's super easy to do, and it takes off easily. When you do it from tissue culture, you kind of have to put the grid in. You need to do a lot of water changes depending on the brand, the species. A lot of times it melts. A lot of times it's very finicky, and it drives me freaking up a wall how hard it's been to get the hair grass to grow. Just in that, this hat looks so silly, it's bugging me. Just to get that hair grass to grow in that tank right now. I had it growing in my lake inlay tank, a different source of hair grass. I need to maybe get some AFA or ADA in vitro plant tissue cultures. Sorry guys, I'm like struggling for words here. Tissue cultures, so that it'll be straightforward, because the ones from Petco and PetSmart don't seem to hold up super well. They seem to like melt. So I think they're completely terrestrial form. And whereas other like tissue cultures done right, they take it from a mother, what's called callus, and they, hey, no, you can't mess up all you can't mess up all the winners. Let's double check all of the things that we have. Should we read off another card just to give people an idea of what we have going on, Sumi? Should we? But yeah, I think what's stargrass is another easy plant for new folks. Hydrocotyle tripartita verticillata, both of those are nice ones. A lot of crypts will carpet if you have a big tank, like if you're doing an angelfish tank or something bigger. But if you're doing like a nanofish tank, you need smaller stuff. Glossostigma elentoides is a really good one. And Monte Carlo is good. Dwarf baby tears is probably one of the hardest ones. Or Eriocalans can be hard, some of them. Some of the, also the blood vomit, as it's known, which, lovely name. That one is a tricky one. And CO2 with any carpeting plant is going to be super helpful. Valsinaria and Sagittaria are really great. Or Starogen repens. Sorry, guys. I don't know why I said Sagittaria. Are really good plants to not necessarily carpet. Like they will carpet, but they're tall. So they'll grow thick, and they'll grow across your entire tank. Like Valsinaria will take over your entire tank if you get like jungle val or something. But hi. Want to say hi to people? Want to say hi to people? No, Daddy. Anyone have any luck? I've had no luck breeding chilies. Anyone have success? Yeah, I bred them. I have a couple of videos on it for sure. And yeah, someone else said right here, I find you can make a great easy beginner carpet out of dwarf sag. Yeah, there's exactly it. Dwarf sag is a good one for that for sure. Yo-yos are psychos. Yeah, somebody. Sorry, I just got to that. But Holly, hello. Oh no, Cat, you cannot walk on the freaking keyboard. Stop. You always walk on the keyboard and then you X me out of the app, and we can't party with the people. We can't power to the people. Redfish, Bluefish gave me great advice. Oh yeah, he's a smart dude, Jason. I'm sad that he's no longer in business. He got put out of business. I mean, he was not running business as a, let me say that like he could have pulled through if that was his only focus in life, but he is a network securities administrator and engineer, so he can do work that pays really well. And I think with his son being just about to finish high school and kind of deciding, is he going to move out or is he going to go to college in the Seattle area kind of thing? And just they're going to move the house they were in. They're going to move from off of Woodby Island, which is an island, which was a weird place to start a fish store. But yeah, so there were a whole lot of things changing for him, but I'm sad that his shop is gone. And for him, it was really that people just complained that prices were so high from Washington State, and it's part of that thing because if you send from East Coast all the way to the West Coast, or West Coast all the way to the East Coast, or Alaska all the way to Florida, it's always going to be somewhat expensive unless it's right around you. Whereas if you are in the center of the country and they charge you by how many zones you cross, you're never going to cross more than 2 zones in some places. And that makes it so much cheaper to ship heavyweight overnight shipping. So yeah. Let's see here. Asha, you have 9 tubs. Nice. There are 2 chats going as well. I know. I'm probably making it worse by like melding the chats together by my comments. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna catch all the way up in chat. I'm just gonna read for 1 sec. And snuggle kitty cat. Sketty Nona, what's up? Oh, Sunny, you don't have a Deso? Yeah, I have a video on, I think I was actually breeding, it's how to breed any nanofish. But it talks about chili rasboras and phoenix rasboras specifically. I've bred exclamation point rasboras, strawberry rasboras, dwarf rasboras, sundadenos. That's the smallest fish I've ever bred is the sundadeno. Those things are tiny. But yeah. Hey, U.S. Marine Corps, what's going on? Somebody else put hey Fishery, what would you recommend for a carp? Okay, I think we went over that. Alex, I'm using a Twin Star S series on a 20-gallon high. I know you use Twin Star. I have a lot of stems. What light intensity should I be starting out with? And what's my end goal? I use CO2. I just blast that all the way with the S. Honestly, with a 20 high, I would just let rock it out, at 80 to 100%. And you don't really change the color unless there's unless the new series or new version has like an app or something maybe. But if you're just talking about the little switch on the that you put inline on it, yeah, I would just rock it out at 80 to 100%. So whatever that is, 8 clicks to 10 clicks, fully bright. And I usually start it around 6 hours of the day or 7 hours of the day and see how that goes, see how much that is a problem or not. And then from there, I'll let it go up, 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 up. Lots of water changes are helpful with that kind of stuff at first, but I get to the point usually with an older tank where eventually I don't really need to do too much to it. I don't need to add that many ferts or anything. Just the fish and their food and the nitrates in the poo that takes care of it. Alex, your video on viewing the different stages of microfauna in different age tanks was fascinating. I'll have to break out my microscope. Oh, cool. Yeah, I like that tank or that video too. It's a little old now, and I was thinking about actually showing y'all the life that's in a tank that even with, it's not a perfect example though, because I didn't just use tissue cultures, and I'm kicking myself that I didn't do that. Because I was hoping that I was hoping that I would get no snails or like issues. I was hoping that none of that would come in. But now that I see the snails, I'm like, okay, well, definitely other small fauna and flora and algae and all that came in with it. And then we saw the algae bloom and boom, that's how we knew. But I can show you guys with just plants and, you know, a 3-month-old tank, what is visible with just that amount of time. That, if that's interesting to you guys, I'm happy to get the slides out and check that. Because there's definitely detritus worms, there's definitely snail eggs. Just found 2 spawns of angels in my community tank. More red devils in my future. Oh, so super cool. Those red devils are awesome. So guess what? CPR fish. Where are you at? Where are you at, CPR fish or CR fish? Where are you based? And also hit me up, email me. You just won. You just won. And you can email me at Alexander J. Williamson at gmail.com. But what you just won, a new car. No, what I was gonna say is you got the, and what I'm missing somebody, where am I missing this? Hold on. I know a lot of people want to buy the Malo shrimp, and actually Dad, Shrimp Dad, you, and then also Best, Johnny Best. I have both of you guys written down as the first 2 to get the Malawas. I've kind of just been waiting for it to be warm enough. It was warm enough. It got to 70 degrees, but at night it's been getting down to freezing again. So I don't know what's going on, but I don't want to send stuff out when it's getting that cold and stuff. Are you keeping Betta Splendens together? Yeah, they're still in a big tank together. They're still, right now there's 3 males and 2 females together. I have a cat hair on my tongue. This cat gets hair all over me. It drives me freaking insane. But tonight I said the first person to mention that they successfully bred an egg-laying fish was gonna get one of the things. But where do we go here? Lasagna tank, yeah. There we go. Got the cat hair. Cat, if you come and step on the keyboard, I'm gonna be real mad. Real mad. CRP, I'm jealous. I had a betta rubra for an hour. I was hunting for something to cover the tank. Wasn't prepared and they jumped. So I have a short video on the channel that is of a betta that literally jumped out of its tank and on, it would have been the floor, but there happened to be a light, a giant saltwater reef light down on the floor, and it literally flop on the light, and the light had these vents, and I literally like tried to grab it, and when I like just barely even touched it to like try to pick it up by the tail, it freaked out and went flip all over. And it went right into this little vent. Like, I swear it couldn't have been this. So then I was like, how do I get it out? So I flip it upside down and I'm trying to like shake it. And I'm like, oh, this fish is so dead. There's like probably dust in there. And like, it's inside this light now. And so there's a short though of it happening. Like, I started filming some of it. Like, you can check it out if you go look through my shorts on the channel on YouTube. But then finally I unscrew with screwdrivers all 14 screws on the ballast of the light, the thing. I take it open and the fish is alive. I thought it was dead, but I even thinking it was dead, I was like, okay, this is 5 minutes, but I'll put it back in the tank. I put it back in the tank. It was a betta rubra, and it survived fine. crazy freaking fish. Yeah, very wild. I do want to still oh, you have a kitty named Sufi. I like that. Yeah, Reppins is a nice one if you keep it trim. Carpet out of tripartita. Yeah, tripartita is a hard one to get really, really dense, but it's easy to get it to kind of like crawl over, other plants and stuff. You kind of just have to manicure it and keep like putting it back, like cutting it and putting those strands over each other, keep piling them up, keep planting them in the dirt, and then they'll eventually get pretty thick. Let's see here. Oh, this is Goose Gamer or Good Gamer Aquatics, new member coming in from the horizontal mode. Right on. Welcome. Come on in. Welcome back, my friend. The show that never ends. Come inside. Come inside. See, Regina, you almost were a winner. Although I feel like you've won a few things now, Regina. No shame in that whatsoever. But I was gonna say, you mentioned that your fish bred. Wait, did you mention that it was swordtails though? What did you say? Am I losing my mind? I might be losing my mind. I definitely am losing my place. Jacob, 10 from Aquatic Arts after treating with clients. I was left with 4. Jacob, what was that? I got some Pseudomagilla true to RE2. I'm in love with them. Around. Wait, did they get they had Columnaris when you got them from Aquatic Arts? If you ever see that, like if it's within the first 2 days, it's not in your tank for sure or anything, like they should give you your money back 100%. If they didn't, you can talk to me about the details if that went wrong for some reason, but they should always do that. Like I've never had an issue when things are in the nick of time, but oh, they do have an S-Line app. Right on. Fish tanks. Right on. Yeah, that's neat. Hillstream Loach, they don't need an aquarium heater. Yeah, that's true. I'm going to show you guys something soon that I think you'll be stoked about, and then we'll wrap up the stream. But I wanted to see, why can't I find, oh yeah, there you go. CRP Fish. Where are you? I have not dealt with snail leeches, like the kind that live in snails and eat on snails. I have had leeches come in with blackworms, and I have had them probably come in on plants along with snails. Like just these white leeches and also black leeches that are pretty common. A winner needs to be Lake Inlet. Oh, I agree. I should have put something about Lake Inlet as for one of the cards. I didn't today. But yeah, CRP or CR Fish. CR Fish. Where did you tell me where you live? Is there a shrimp that could overwinter in Washington? Yeah. Actually, Neocaradinas, some of them can survive freezing. What they need is a lot of duff or like leaf botanicals and material in the bottom of your pond or tub. And even if it's just mud, if they can stay around 50 degrees or 45 degrees, they'll survive. I've literally had them survive in a tank that just had aqua soil and a few botanicals, like maybe a layer of like almond leaf mulm and then aqua soil. And I thought everything was dead for sure. This was like 6 years ago. I left it outside, but in my carport. So it never got colder than, it never got like frozen solid, but it definitely iced over. I definitely took note that there was ice on it that I broke up one day because there were Medaka in it. And those, when I cleaned out that tank, there were still 6 natural colored shrimp in there. You're in Independence, Missouri, right on. So shipping will be dirt cheap for you for Aquatic Arts. So hit me up at my email, which is alexanderjwilliamson@gmail.com. We'll get you a beanie that says, here, let me just pull it up right now. I don't know why am I being so difficult? Share screen. And we're going to keep giving these things away, and we'll keep giving different gift cards away and stuff. But I think you're good with Aquatic Arts. I mean, maybe you want a different one, but I think that's probably the best one for you in that it's also like the shipping is going to be cheaper than, like, I mean, some places are wanting like $60 for shipping right now with everything going on. But everybody who's winning, have a little bit of patience because I'm going to give the manager, and they're getting a new marketing manager. Hold on, I have a cat hair on my tongue again. And that might take like, I'm supposed to give her names on Friday, and then she was going to process that. So hopefully Thursday or Friday, she's going to get a list of the names that have won so far. And same with Chang, if anybody wins from Moonlight. But then what do you call it? Probably Friday night or Saturday night, they would message me saying, hey, we've sent out the auto email and the gift cards. The hat says easily distracted by aquariums. Yeah, it doesn't even say Aquatic Arts, which is pretty wild. And I think it comes with also it might come with the mug too. It definitely comes with the stickers. So you'll get that, plus you'll get the $75 if you want it. Email me and let me know. Your address that you want that stuff shipped to, and also your name on the screen. If it's different, if your name's not CR Fish in Independence, Missouri, in your email, then just let me know, and so that I can put 1 and 2 together and hopefully make 3, right? I got most of those tanks clued. Okay. Yeah. So congrats. There goes another $100 to somebody. So we got $400 given away with 1,000. God, these cat hairs are driving me insane. How does she get them in my mouth? How does that happen after the fact? After the cat is in your lap, then they get in your mouth. I'm gonna have to look those up. Sounds like nightmare fuel. What happened? Cully loaches. Oh, snail. Yeah. Worms and I'm a pepper. He's a pepper. She's a pepper. We're a pepper. Wouldn't you like to be a pepper too? Dr. Pepper. Snail leeches. Yeah, no fun. Snails carry a lot of nasty parasites. It's wild. Guys, I wanted to show you a couple things though. Before we go, because they're making this happen, look what Aquatic Arts got that I am like so freaking stoked about. I have been asking them forever to come up with this. And because of who the owner is now, we got it. We got him. And look at this. It's a chiller for native fish. If you want to keep native fish, well, now we got a chiller for you. A 10-gallon or a 20-gallon chiller. And yeah, they're expensive, but they used to be $600, $700, sometimes more. And you could rig them yourself at like a refrigerator. But they used to consume so much electricity if you were going to chill water, like with an old refrigerator, water unit and chiller kind of thing. It's like crazy. Thank you so much. See our fish. I will get your email situated. I'll send you a thing saying I got it, and hopefully you'll hear back from somebody by this coming weekend. And if not, hopefully I'll give everybody an update on Saturday if we haven't heard from the Aquatic Arts. But yes, they have these chillers, which is cool, and they're starting them off even lower than the 320 that they were going to list them for. That's for the 10 gallon. The 20 gallon, I don't. It's $375, but it was at $449. So that's, I mean, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool that they've got that. They're already down to 10, and they had 15 earlier. I don't know what they started with. And you can also pay in installments, apparently, via PayPal. 2026 Global Pet Expo Best in Show winner. So you can use these for axolotls, newts. If you want to just keep fish that's like tend to like cooler weather, so loaches, hill stream stuff, bitterlings, this is the way to go. If you already have a place like a garage or a basement or a bunker that can keep fish somewhere around 70 degrees or 75 degrees or something like that, you can then drop the temperature. I think these ones will drop it a good 15 degrees. Ideally is like what they're like. They think that's, let me double check on the stats on this. It has 9 to 10 below the ambient in Fahrenheit. So for the 10 gallon, for the 20 gallons. So in theory, if you put the bigger model on the littler tank, you'd probably get the 15 to 16, 17 degree drop in like a feedback loop. But yeah, that's a good deal for these, and you can put 2 tanks together if you wanted to do like 2.5 gallons, just little guys. It's pretty cool. The fact that you could then keep something in your fish room a little cooler too. If you keep your fish room, if you heat your fish room and it's 75 or 72 or whatever, and then anything like a ram or a discus, you would put a heater in the tank, and then you'd put something like a rainbow shiner or a rainbow dace or a flagfish you could put in a cooler tank. Even though most of those fish will tolerate tropical temperatures, a lot of them won't spawn at tropical temperatures. And so between that and things like Elasoma and pygmy sunfish, or even just normal sunfish, or things like the golden top minnow, they're going to be so much happier in a tank that's like that. So that's pretty cool. Let's see here. I wonder, Lucas Bretz keeps and breeds his axolotl with no chiller and no filter in Florida. What I saw is that what do you call it? When I went and saw him, the most recent time, he was working on his kind of second outside fish room thing. It's been 2 years now. But he had no chiller. He did have the axolotls, but I think he had them up in the house, and I think that they were in AC at about 68, 70 degrees. It was the hottest they got, and I think he just bred them like that, honestly. But don't quote me on that 100%. Okay, so another thing I wanted to show you guys before I go, and maybe we'll see a couple winner or another winner or two here. But I'm happy that Aquatic Arts is continuing the love by keeping Goodyids on the website. That makes me happy. Also, they've got, these rice fish that were at $75, they're down to 64, and then on top of that, you get 15% off that. So pretty good deal with the deal you get, when as you start marking down this. Oh, they sold all these. These were so beautiful. Distrocotus are always expensive, always. Oh, wait. Oh, they still sold out. Do they have any other schools? No. Can you choose? No. Okay. Never mind. I guess I shouldn't taunt you guys with the stuff that we can't get. These barbs are pretty cool, but there was something in particular that caught my. Oh, these Rio Zingu neon tetras. Look at these black neon tetras. Absolute bangers. Look at these things. This is a cool looking fish. If you got these with some of the black arrows, man, that would be. I'd love to get these, and they could be like the smoke in my fire tank, my flame tank. But I mean, you could get 6 of them for $84.99 plus 15% off that. So I mean, basically, it's another $13 off. So that's, I mean, that's down to $70 for 6. So like $12 a fish, or whatever, $11.50 a fish. Pretty cool for brand new fish, newish fish. But yeah, those, I just had to show you guys those because they're really cool. Bloodfin Tetra is another great one. People get scared at Aquatic Arts because they look at this price. They look at the $16.99. Yeah, but it's for, like, I say that, and then it's like, go look, it's for 3 or for 6 or for 5. Like, always check how many it's for before you're like, oh, that price is crazy. Because it's probably for a group. Like rainbow shiners right here. Speak of the devil. Color up beautifully when they're in warm water, but they'll die very quickly if you raise them to always be that warm. But yeah, I knew they always run out of these quickly. There's only 10 in stock, but yeah, $37.99. So basically about $40 for 3, and then you take again another 15% off that, and it's about $5 off. So 35, 34, 33 bucks split 3 ways. So it's about $11 a fish. Not that bad price either. Pretty fun. And they also have Liberty Mollies again for only $10, which is cool. And they have these guys, which you get 3 of them, which is a good deal because I love these. These are my favorite. They turn so orange. This picture doesn't do them justice. I should send them a picture of the ones I got from them and how nice they look now, because mine in that video, Mango Loach, that is, actually, they're calling these Rosy Loach Botillas, but these have been named Mango Loaches officially. I should message them about that because I have that whole video about Myanmar and these. So yeah, Chopra Danios, incredible. Blue Emperor Tetras, incredible. More assorted Medaka rice fish. They had, what else did they have the other day that I was impressed with? They did have some crabs and things too. Some interesting stuff. Macolokai Dwarf Rasbora Rainbow, or Dwarf Rainbow, pretty cool. They also have the pandas, Corys, the little stubby ones that are cute. Gotta love them. And they have some German some German blue rams. Oh, and they had the Kythit Daniel. A lot of people were asking about this on some of the beginning Aquarius threads. So these are the Kythit Daniel with the maze pattern. They do not have the dots all in a line. Now, true kythid, the way they were first discovered, have dots that are mostly not touching each other. They're mostly independent. But they've decided that the northern population, where the dots form lines that are kind of just wobbly lines, that is, in fact, still the Brachiodanual kythid. And then also, kythids can cross with where is it? Where did it go? More rice fish. Look at that. 59 for these are great. Look at those yellow or red cap or whatever you want to call them for 3 fish. Well, Aquatic Arts, there's also some of those at Moonlight too. So I guess we'll have to battle royale it out. Terrestrial crabs, that's or semi. Oh wait, no, maybe it's semi. We'll just do all crabs. I was gonna see which ones they had again. Halloween crabs, they're back. That's cool. Red devil crabs and carnival crabs. These carnival crabs are so pretty. They've got like a yin yang on some of their shells, and just this beautiful purple and like, I don't know, lavender, lilac, whatever you want to call it. It's just different shades of purple, with the creamy claws and then the crimson. Super cool if you're into that thing. Same with the pom crabs, another really cool one, and the Thai micro crab. These are expensive everywhere. I'm kind of surprised because they're so tiny and they, like, I don't know what you're supposed to do with them. Also, last thing I wanted to show you guys is that Aquatic Arts is now carrying, obviously the Amanos are really cool, the yellow Amanos and stuff, but where did that go? Oh, they're carrying the snow zebra Siluaceae shrimp, so these ones, which are really cool. They also have the carrot or the cardinal ones, which are super, super cool. And then check this out. So they've got the cardinal Siluaceae with the white. Sometimes they call them harlequin, but not the saltwater harlequin. But the white dots. And then they have these, the yellow nose now. Now that's expensive. It's $30 a shrimp or whatever. But look at these things. They're incredible. And those can go with your rabbit snails. Oh my gosh. I want one so bad. I know, I'm just scared I'd kill it. Like, you'd have to be a confident shrimp keeper for that. For sure. And then they've got a breeder box of those. They also have the zebra babalti caridinas, and they also have the green babaltis now. So all of that stuff is back in effect. And back streets black. All right. Doon, 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 doon. Doon, 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 doon. Are we doing crabs again, Alex? No, never again. I will never have. I don't know the typical lifespan of a crab, and I do not care to know. Those I will never keep again. They got out in our living room, and they tried to eat my wife and I. Yeah, no, I think 3 or 4 years, 5 max kind of thing for all these little crabs. Micro crabs and stuff, probably more like 2 or 3 years. Lots of, yeah, Myanmar has some of the best fish ever. All right, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. I guess only one winner tonight, but I'm not gonna rig it. You can't tell if it's your microwave or what. Yeah. Okay, guys, so I'm gonna get out of here tonight, but we got see our fish winning, and that's exciting. We've got Sunny and who was the other one? I'm trying to think of your screen name. Anyways, so we have 4 winners now. We still have more to go. So we'll on streams. It's a good incentive to come check out the streams. I mean, if nothing else, you just hang out, have it play in the background, and just, you know, every once in a while type something. Just be you, and you might win. I'm going to read off one more example so you can say, oh, why didn't I do that tonight? I usually do that or something. Oh, I said, if we are at the Aquatics, Arts, Moonlight, or any other website, and I pull up a fish and someone says, that fish is beautiful, I need it, or I want it, something along those lines, but with the words beautiful, they win the gift card. Hopefully they'll get that fish. So like, there's another example of one that was saying a particular fish is beautiful, or critter, shrimp or whatever, like while we were there, right on cue, would have been it. But we'll play more, we'll give away more, and if you're overseas, we'll do the cash thing. I might need to look into who, like, how to transfer the cash. Like if you have a different currency than us, like Australia or Denmark or something, if it matters, like if you lose any money in the transaction, I want to make sure you get the $100 or whatever. So we can do that. Or also let me know if you guys have an opinion of the idea of if you whether you get $50 and 2 gift cards out of the situation, if we want to do that for something, or if y'all think the 100 is still better. I like the 100, honestly, or 75 plus a hat, or whatever they're willing to give us. So we'll take it, right? And I have a lot of people say like, oh, I'll give you 15 aquariums that you can give to your viewers. And I was like, great. How am I going to pay for the shipping on that? And they're like, oh, not my problem. But if you pay for the shipping, we'll give you the tanks. And I'm like, I'm not going to pay for the shipping to my house and then pay for the shipping to my viewers. That's going to be more than if I just ordered them the aquarium to their house from the $1 per gallon sale. Doc, it's good to see you. I guess you and the DeLorean have been missing for a while. But guys, if you haven't recently, because he hasn't been on the show in forever, and I'm not going to Sacramento anymore because I'm mad at him in particular now. No, that's not true at all. I miss you, buddy, and I hope things are going well. The Amazon Research Center for Ornamental Fish, or of Ornamental Fish, check it out, you guys. He's got a very cool program. If you're a grad student or if you're someone looking to go fish collecting and need a base camp, he's got basically a hostel set up in Iquitos, Peru, and an incredible set of facilities there, and an aquarium for the public. He's living in Portland. He's down there sometimes too. And yeah, he's just he's got a cool situation and setup. And check out the Amazon Research Center for Ornamental Fish if you haven't ever before. Also a good charity. You can get a tax write-off if you're any billionaires out there that would like to lower their tax burden in the next 36 hours before you need to file your taxes. There would be a good one. You also give to the Green Earth Alliance, to us. I'm going to have Ivan on, and we're going to talk about that, what happened to the Green Earth Alliance. I told y'all last time, but we had to quickly basically stop the sadly stop the mirror tetra, the diamond tetra program. And wait, why am my brain is turning to mush, guys. Yeah, Ivan is going to be talking at AGA in Sacramento. Okay, yeah. But yeah, another great video that nobody watched, which made me so sad. I mean, not nobody, but that a lot of people didn't, not that many people saw it, even at the time, was Doc came on, and Dr. Anthony Mazerall came on, and he had he did a whole necropsy, or, as it were, a fish autopsy for us. and taught us all these really cool things while he cut open a fish live on our stream, and it was really cool. And I'd love to do something like that again too, but you know, that's up to y'all, y'all. If you think that if you're ready for this jelly, you know. But anyways, yeah, the diamond tetra, everything's on hold because the National Game Preserve or Wildlife Preserve that we were going to release them in Venezuela, I kid you not, they have been pressured to drill for oil in wells that were capped because they weren't producing by the late 70s. These were wells dug in the 50s and 60s, and basically capped off and then just locked away. And that's why this area was perfectly preserved by nature, and why we were able to do the survey work, to explore the area and to decide, yeah, we're going to re-release these. And we started breeding them. We have over 1,000 of them ready to go back into the wild or whatever, with the genetics that are from the region, from an old man who was breeding them in his swimming pool since the 80s. And right now it's all on hold because we don't know if they're going to just drill all over the Orinoco and all over the region again. Also, you know, 12 hours a day, the lights are out. And then Ivan doesn't know what's going on either with like money or the government, or are they going to freeze assets? Are they going to take assets? Are they going to give assets? Or, you know, what's going to happen? So right now it's kind of crazy. And so we decided to, as a nonprofit that is operated out of the US, that we were going to get our money and give it to a gentleman who is in Spain and retired, who offered, and I should have him on the channel as well, but he speaks Spanish. He is going to publish papers for us, and he's published one on the oarfish and another one on how intense brackish water tilapia can handle and why that's important to the evolution of cichlids, as well as how that has impacted the invasive nature of tilapia. But there's a big mystery on how cichlids got from Africa to the New World. Was it when they were connected, or was it after they drifted apart and then they island hopped, or did they go right across the ocean and not even care? And there was a time when certain cichlids were fully saltwater. We don't know, but we got to figure these things out. That's why you guys have to get big and smart and become ichthyologists for me. All right, you guys, I'm gonna get out of here. And hopefully I will see y'all soon. Congrats again to the winner of tonight and of the other day. I'll probably give another winner out to one of the comments. If anybody hits one of these notes in the comments in any of my videos, but if they post in the next 3 days on my video and they happen to say anything about any of these things that I still have here, you could win too. So go watch some videos, leave a couple comments, maybe you'll win something too. But yeah. All right, you guys, have an awesome night, and take care of yourselves, because if you don't, you can't take care of others. You can't do all the fun things. You can't take care of your plants, fish. I gotta go. All right, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna stop talking. Bye. Kitty, I'm coming. I love you, baby girl. Where are you? All right, guys, have a good one and take care. Slow ride, take it easy. Slow ride. Okay, I won't do that to you guys. Bye.